Just a mongrel. Today we're doing a figure review on the Dracule Mihawk by Variable Action Heroes line made by Mega House. I don't have the box. However, this figure was relatively recently re-released. For a while, Mega House figs only really had like one release or something like that, and they're starting to get pretty pricey. And then recently, they've started to reissue a bunch of different figures, which is cool. I think after they released the Wano, Luffy, and Zoro, I think they re-released like Ace, Luffy, Sabo. They're making like a 1.5 version of Luffy. They re-released Mihawk over here, and I think they're going to be releasing Nami and I think it's Boa Hancock are the next ones to be re-released, which is cool. But today we're just going to be taking a look at Mr. Mihawk here. So he is fairly tall, definitely a chunky boy, but the Mega House ones are pretty large. Actually, let me go get a Luffy to compare him with. So I have the SH Figure Arts Romance Dawn Luffy. Here's him next to Mihawk. I'm not even sure if this is properly scaled, but his proportions are definitely a lot larger. Anyway, getting into the actual articulation of this guy. So at the top, his hat is removable. So is his head, because he also comes with a different head. But we'll get into that in a bit. It pretty much just sits on a square, which is on a ball peg, which is cool. His hat is a little hard to take off for me. I'm not really sure why. But the top of his head looks weird like that, and you pretty much just slide the hat on till it clicks. You look up about that far, his back of the head hits the whatever this thing is, the collar, I guess. Look down about that far, which is pretty good. He does have ab articulation, go about that far. Also, you gotta be careful about that. These cape pieces like to fall off sometimes. But he can't go back too far, to be honest. He pretty much just goes to this, and that's it, which is just standing straight up. Because of this back piece here, which is unfortunate. He does also have a lower one for his waist, which is neat. This piece is kind of like a semi-soft plastic, I guess. So is the actual cape of bottoms, which is neat. Anyway, getting into his actual hips. His hips are a little weird, to be honest, specifically these joints here. They can do this, which is great for a split. They also kind of go in and out because there's like a peg or a ball joint or something down here where you can just move them back and forth a little bit, which is kind of weird. Also, his feet fall off sometimes. My copy has really loose feet for some reason. I don't know if this is a common occurrence. He has double jointed knees, which is great because you can do stuff like this. Ball joint in the ankle, and of course the toe hinge. I don't know why, but my copy seems to be pretty loose. A lot of stuff wants to fall off, especially the feet and the tailcoats for some reason. He of course has, I think they're butterfly joints. Very weird butterfly joints, but they don't feel stiff or anything. Double joint as well, go about that far. His hands, I'm not too big on the wrist peg, because how they're made is that, I think this one in particular, yeah, you can see it, it's really hard to, like, move the wrist peg around because they want to separate and it's a pain in the ass. So you really gotta finagle with it. I have this issue with a lot of the Variable Action Hero line, specifically the One Piece stuff. Like Luffy, Sabo, like they have the issue, even the reissues. I don't seem to have this issue on Ace or Luffy Taro, which is neat. So I don't know if this is like a specific one to certain figures, or if it's just an unlucky batch. But his capes, well, cape pieces are on a ball joint, which are on that piece, which is on a peg, which is a little bit of a weird setup. Also, you can see some of his meat flaps down there through his pants. So let's cover that up a little bit. For accessories, he comes with this head with the hat piece with a straight-looking forward face, as well as one where he's looking off to the side, which is neat. They look really well detailed. I like the eyes, how much attention they give to that. And he also comes with a regular hairpiece, so that way you don't need the hat. You can just pop it on if it wants to pop on, and then just run with that. For accessories, he comes with this big-ass sword. This is his sword, Yoru, which is very nicely detailed. I like the amount of detail on it. It doesn't look like it's going to chip or anything. It's pretty sturdy. How you apply his hands to it is that this little piece at the bottom comes off, just on a peg, and then you put the hand in, and then just put it back on. At the back of him, he also comes with a pretty nice little holder, I guess you would. However, it does limit his head movement a lot, especially with the hat. It just hits the brim of the hat really easily. But yeah, it just kind of just sits there in the back. You do have to move his head around to take it on and off, which is a little unfortunate. But yeah, I really like the Yoru sword. They put a ton of work into it. It's not really easy to see on camera, but they definitely look like they put a lot of work into the engraving of this. Like it looks like it has wear and tear, but not in a way that makes it look like shit. Like it actually looks cool. So I'm a big fan of that. For his hands, he comes with the two fist hands, of course. Nothing crazy here. Also comes with two open hands. Again, nothing crazy here. Two holding hands for his sword. Again, nothing crazy. Some neat things. He comes with double casket, I guess you would call it, of hands, so he can sit them on his lap when he's riding his stupid little fucking boat thing. That just kind of drifts wherever. And of course, he also has his little teeny tiny cross knife necklace thing for when he flexed on Zoro. He also comes with this cross necklace, which is neat as well. In terms of accessories, he doesn't come with too much. However, I think the just the fact that Yoru is so massive and well made, I actually quite like it. I think these things retail for about $60, maybe $70-ish. I picked this up from Hobby Genki a while ago. I think I paid with shipping at like $75 or something like that, which isn't a terrible deal. So yeah. I quite like this figure. However, my copy in particular has a lot of quality control issues with the joints in particular. They feel really loose. They don't feel great. I had to use Kiki's fix loose joints glue to just make things not fall off as much. Like this foot in particular is very loose. Even with applying this, it still is pretty loose. Like it just comes off really easily. So you probably might need a stand for this guy. But in terms of looks and everything, he does look really good. He's a little limited in articulation. And I wish he came with like an extra set of hands or something interesting like that. But I'm not complaining. I think he is a great figure. I like the amount of detail. I like the colors used, the sculpt in general, the paints, the eyes, and this his gay ass shirt pattern. They look neat. Yoru looks great. I don't have a ton of complaints, other than just quality control of the joints. So I'm gonna rate this a solid 4 out of 5, which is a pretty decent score. So yeah, that was the figure review on Dracule Mihawk by, again, Variable Action Heroes line made by Mega House. If you want to get one, I think Hobby Genki might have one or two still available. Again, they retail for about $60 to $70. Yeah, it's a decent figure. Again, I think quality control needs to be a little better on these with the loose joints and stuff like that. When posing, I was having some issues with the hands going into the peg holes, but nothing that a little hot water can't fix. Anyway, thanks for watching. Yeet.